Sagittarius. This is your reading for the week of February 3rd through to the end of the week, or whenever you see this. So as I was getting ready for this and asking my guides for some direction, the first thing they showed me was an old-fashioned coffee pot, and it looks kind of beat up, and it's the kind of coffee pot you might see a cowboy use over a fire. So it's old. And the feeling was, when's the coffee going to be ready? And how much longer do I have to wait, kind of a thing. So the feeling along with that is that there has been a situation, or yes, I will say a situation that has been kind of dragging on, that there is this sense of anticipation, but what's really, it's not even waiting for the coffee. It's not that you want the coffee so much. That's the problem. It's that this continuation of waiting and wondering of how things are going to play out is straining, right? So what you're being told here is that kind of waiting, it can breed, it's a heavy energy, and it can breed a kind of sense of almost hopelessness, like, is it ever going to be over? Now, you know logically it will. You know logically things will change, but the energy of that heaviness is with you. So what the cards are telling me here is there's a quality of letting go you need to really focus on, and that you're being asked to really try a new way of looking at this situation, and not just looking at it, but realizing that you have the opportunity to actually affect the situation from another level. The old coffee pot doesn't just represent waiting. It represents the old, really table and chair reality of doing things, where you're doing the practical, earthly stuff that you might need to do for this situation, but that you can really deliberately engage in the power of using and directing energy. Now, it's not specifically, I'm being told, to affect it in a particular specific outcome. Of course, we almost all always have a specific outcome we would like. It's not really what they're suggesting. What they're suggesting is, remember that your words have power. Remember that you, by keeping yourself in a positive energy, whenever you look at a situation, you naturally send positive energy to it. So it doesn't even have to be deliberate sitting down and praying. It's when it runs through your mind, just imagine, positive imagine. Just allow yourself in that moment not to go into your old way of thinking about it, your old way of talking about it. So stay away from frustration, negative anticipation, and just allow yourself to, whenever you start finding yourself moving into any kind of frustration with it, or hopelessness, or fatigue about it, or going over the story, lean into love that comes from the center of your heart. Doesn't mean necessarily love the situation. What it means is if you can put yourself into a state of love, where it's not about giving it or taking it back, it's just into that state of lovingness that you can trigger by putting yourself in touch with nature, with positive memories, with things that stimulate you in a positive and pleasant way, that lifts your energy. And therefore, anything you think about while you're in that energy, while you can maintain it while you're thinking about it, it actually really sends positive energy to that situation. What benefit is that? If you're not praying for an outcome, you're saying, well, the benefit is it adds energy of a higher frequency to whatever the situation is. And that can be more powerful in moving things along to complete the process as it's meant to be completed. In other words, it assists a positive momentum for the situation to resolve. And because it's a high frequency, it's resolved in the best possible way. Okay? So that's the beauty of staying, it's not even staying neutral really. It's really deliberately allowing yourself to prioritize your way of thinking at this point in time. And that is going to help any situation that any of you are kind of stuck in. Now, it's not a matter of forcing it. So it's not a matter of really trying to do this. It's when you move into that state of or exhaustion or fatigue or anger or frustration, it's so very, very easy to get pulled into the anxiety and the contraction. So notice when you get into contraction. And when you do, realize that the most important thing for you at this point is to prioritize lifting your frequency in whatever way you can. So watch your words, watch how you're speaking about it. Make a point of saying yes to anything that is positive. Okay, so whatever is positive for you, whether it's watching a comedy, whether it's distracting yourself, whether it is somebody having a positive statement about a situation that is difficult, say yes. Okay, you know what? That is a possibility. Yes is positive. Okay, well, when it's to a positive thing. So you're being asked to breathe, use your breath to lift yourself up and to get out of that contraction and that hopelessness, and really notice if you find yourself, pay attention to when you start going into the complaining and the negative, because it doesn't help this situation, okay? So notice that and then see if you can shift it. You can ask yourself why you're choosing it, and a lot of times it's just momentum, because when you've been in a situation for a while that you've been waiting for, you can get into that very heavy, hopeless energy, which by its nature doesn't have momentum. So this is about momentum, okay? I won't repeat myself. You can listen to it again if you like, but that's it for you, Sagittarius. Take care.